So one afternoon I quit. I remember it was a Friday.
Yeah.
I quit. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to follow what I like. And what I like was design. Anything to do with design.
The very first job.
Very first one was $800. I remember very well.
$800.
$800. I got $800 and I was, your hands start shaking. With freelancing, remember the world is your client.
The world is your client.
The world is your client. We are talking about billions of people.
Yes.
And millions and billions of companies. And everyone is starting a new company every day. So the mistakes I made was I really was underpricing everything. Everything I was underpricing.
Okay.
And it just came from a point of self-doubt.
Hello, hi, welcome back again to Job Tech Voices podcast. This is where we share bold stories, people's experiences, and all matters the future of work in Africa and Kenya. And we talk about digital work, digital economy, gig work. All these are some of the categories you find in job tech related ecosystem. And today is such a nice day and we're excited to do this episode. We are joined by someone who has done 12 years in design. He started off by training himself. So he is self-taught. And through that, he has managed to be in this industry for 12 years. And so I'm excited to welcome you to the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you can start by introducing yourself and telling us a bit about you.
Wow, there's so much I can say, but I'm sure you don't want to know about my height, eh?
No, definitely.
And my weight.
Yeah.
Yes, my name is Gituru Mwai.
Yeah.
I've been in the UI UX business for around 12 years now, going to 13.
Yes.
So I've been there for a while. Self-taught, like as you said. I started from scratch. I started from those days of, cyber cafe. 1 minute for 50 cents. You go with your 5 bob and you get 10 minutes. So this is my passion. Design is my passion. I love it, and I'm hoping to get another 12 years also.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I don't even know where to start because you mentioned the cyber cafe, and I remember so many days back then. I'm not old, I don't want Gen Z to call me old, but I've interacted with cyber cafe, and you have to pay. I was paying 1 bob. I started with 1 bob, and my first time to get into no, I think the economy has changed. The first time to get into a cyber cafe was in high school. I'm in Form 1 from village, and I hear people saying cyber cafe. I thought it's some food you get from the cafe. But then during the second term opening, the town close to my school. So there were some kids who had interacted with Cyber Cafe. They took me there and I signed up my very first Facebook page. So when you mention Cyber Cafe, I know it's back then. So you're saying you started, it's 12 years ago. How did you start design?
So by profession, I'm trained in, I'm an accountant, and I'm also trained in also international business administration. So when I started out in accounting, right after high school, I went straight into accounting. And then after I did my CPAs, I went into the workforce. And there was something about accounting, not to disparage people in accounting, but it's so you can get the hang of it in like a month. Because it's numbers, it's revenues, assets, liabilities, and all that. So it's it's quite standard. And I've always felt like, for me, I'm a very creative mind, and I've always felt like I was a creative mind since when I was a kid. So I did 9 months of accounting, and then I felt, man, this is not it, man. I need to flex my creative muscles. So one afternoon I quit. I remember it was a Friday. I quit, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to follow what I like, and what I like was design. Anything to do with design. How simple things like a fridge looks, how a chair looks, but I also loved computers.
Okay.
Anything to do with computers. So for me, at that time, we were calling it web design. Web design became the standard next step because it combines design and computer. So right after quitting my accounting job, I had a laptop then.
Yes.
Opened up my laptop and said, you know what, I'm going to use this now. But, those days we didn't have internet in the house.
Yeah.
So I kept wondering, how am I going to do this? So, I mean, the only option then was the cyber cafe.
Okay.
So I used to get my little shillings, go to the cyber cafe and just surf. I just looked at websites. Oh, this one looks nice. This one looks interesting. This one looks horrible. This one, I like the way it moves from here to there. I like the effects and stuff like that. So I needed to know how to start on that. And then I literally just went into YouTube and I Googled, how do you start, web design? And wow, from scratch, just like that. So I watched as many tutorials as possible. I watched as many videos as possible. Shout out to guys in India. These guys really come through.
Yeah.
So all those tutorials and videos, I downloaded what needed to be downloaded, all the softwares and everything, and I just started.
And this is the very first interaction you're having with web design.
Very fast, very fast. So it literally started from me Googling how to web design, how to design websites, like literally from scratch.
Did you have an interest in website and the web industry before this, or it's just designing stuff?
No, I used to. Okay, so designing was a passion, but I'm also very interested in websites.
Okay.
I used to find it very interesting how they move, how this image
colors,
images, all these effects. Why do these words change from this font to that font?
I see.
So it was very interesting for me to look at these things, and I would find myself just browsing, just clicking on tabs here and there. I'm just like, next one. So that's where my interest developed, and I kept wondering, how do people draw this, and how do you get the creative bit and the insight to draw something like that? So I was literally just fueled by passion.
Wow,
nothing
passion.
else. No knowledge.
That's really strong passion.
Zero knowledge, just fueled by passion and money for cyber cafe.
Wow. I'm also trying to look at the journey before then, when you're getting into accounting.
Yeah.
Had you, when you're growing up, were you growing up with computers around you, or people have done tech or web?
Okay, so computers were not a big thing then, but in primary school they were introduced.
Yes.
And used to have this, they used to call it computer classes.
Oh yeah, you had to do that after high school.
Yeah, there was no specific. You just computer classes.
Yeah,
and
packages.
Yes, and packages, and you go there and type your Word, Microsoft Word, and interesting fonts. So my interest for computers started from a while back.
Yeah.
Computer classes, I remember, was once a week, and I used to find it like, we need 3-4 classes a week.
Yes.
But right from then, my interest in computers developed from then.
Nice.
And so with that interest, it became about, okay, what goes on with computer? What can I do with this computer? Apart from, Excel sheet and putting numbers and Word, what else can I do with a computer? So from then, my interest just developed till I discovered now this passion. So the whole journey started from computer classes.
A lot of curiosity.
Yes.
Great. And now you come across YouTube. You've said thanks to the India team that keeps us informed. Well, you struggle to understand some of them, but they work.
Yeah.
So how does your journey look like? You've decided to quit accounting. So which means also source of income, salary.
Yes.
Gone.
Yeah.
And then now you have to get into YouTube.
The major advantage I had back then was I was still living with my parents.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So that's a huge advantage. When you're living with your parents and someone is feeding you, you can take some risks.
You can explore passions.
Yeah, you can explore your passions. You can say, this one hasn't failed. Let me go to the next one. Your food is catered for.
Yeah.
So the major advantage I had was I was still living with my parents. I was still in university.
Yeah.
So, you can't, that kind of support, it's irreplaceable.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest advantage I had. I had that. And I had people who, if I tell them my laptop is a little bit old, they can help me with the money and buy a new laptop. So that is the biggest advantage I had. So I had the flexibility to quit my accounting job and go into my passion.
Okay.
It gets a little bit harder when you don't have that support. Yeah. So, thank God for that.
Wow. And now let's look at the journey. The journey now, training, self-learning.
Yeah.
Online, you have to go to the cyber cafe, download videos or watch them.
Yeah.
How did that journey look like up until when now you transform this into an income?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the cyber cafe, I'm reading all these PDFs on what to do. They're telling you download this, do this, try that. I'm looking at the videos.
Yeah.
And you remember, I'm doing this from a cyber cafe. So this is not, you're doing this and you have to put it in your mind, and then you go home. I didn't have a computer at home and I didn't have internet. So you remember how to do things. And then you have to remember the next time you're going to the cyber cafe to start from where you left and carry on. So from then on, once I got a feel of, like, I think I have a good idea of what I'm doing.
Yes.
Next thing I did was now to look for platforms or ways in which people make money. And the first thing that was that people are suggesting online was go to such and such a site, which caters to freelancers.
Yes.
Create an account and then start from there. So it was scary at first because you're creating an account, you don't have any experience.
Okay.
You don't have a portfolio. So you're just creating an account in a freelance platform.
Yes.
And hoping to get jobs, and two, hoping to get noticed. So that was the hard bit.
Yes.
Because there was a lot of self-belief that had to come there. Because
convince yourself.
Yes, because you are going there, you have no portfolio, no CV, nothing. So you're trying to get clients and tell them, I can do this. Relax.
Yeah.
I got this. But then they ask you, show us what you've done, and you're like, relax. Trust me. So,
I believe I can do this.
Yeah, you just know I can do this. So that was my journey. That's how it started. I was just self-belief.
How long did it take now from starting training to now feeling I need now to get into freelance and make money? How long did that take?
Oh, for me, I did it in the crazy way. I did it both at the same time.
You are learning, but you are still now
pursuing. I created my platform. I'm looking for jobs as I'm learning. Hopefully, if I get a job that requires me to do something that I don't know, I jump to YouTube and it's like, how do I do that?
Then come back and delete.
Yeah, so I did everything concurrently. I don't know if I have the guts to do that now. But back in the day, you're young, you're like, I can do everything, So I did everything concurrently. So I was learning and I was looking for jobs, looking for jobs. If I get a job and I don't know how to move, I go back to YouTube and, how do I do this? So everything for me was,
a lot of learning.
Do this, do that. Learn on the job.
Wow. Yeah. And would you recall some of the platforms that you signed up to back then? I'm curious to know.
I started on the Upwork.
Yeah, you started Upwork. Yeah.
But at some point, the Upwork and the Fiverr, the Fiverrs are quite very broad platforms.
Yeah.
You can get anyone from designers to copywriters and all that. But for me, in my line of work in design, I wanted a platform that was specifically for that. So the one I started with was called Design Contest.
Yeah.
And another one called Design Crowd. Crowd like.
Yeah.
So those are the two I started with. Those are my training wheels.
Yes.
And then I settled on another one called 99 Designs. So those three became my sort of like my foundation.
Yeah.
But then I also branched out. I did. I created an account in a platform called TopTal.com.
Yes.
TopTalent.com. So the four of them I would say are my major foundations right now.
And I'm curious now to hear, you have done training, you signed up to the account.
Yeah.
How is the journey into now landing your first client? The very first time you made money from design?
Yes. Very first time I made money from my design. So there was this. Okay, so there are two ways. You can get a client who looks for something specific or someone specific, and you apply for the job.
Yeah.
Or you can just pitch your proposal to a client.
Yes.
So for me, I decided to apply for jobs which I knew were in my line of expertise and my line of experience and my line of design. So what I did was I went online, looked for specific jobs. This one I can do. And then either you send a proposal or you send your design.
Yes.
What happens is now the client looks at the designs which have been sent by a bunch of people, chooses the one he likes.
Yes.
And then once he likes yours, he picks you as a quote unquote winner.
Okay.
And then pays you. So it's sort of like a contest.
Yeah.
So you're competing with a bunch of designers. The client chooses the best design.
Yes.
Picks it, pays you, and you give him the design. So that's what I started with. So I entered in a bunch of these contests. I remember I did 43 contests.
Oh,
43, and I wasn't chosen even for one as a winner. And then one day, just one contest, a client picked my design and said, "Yeah, I like yours. Give me that, and I'll pay you." Finally. And that was it. Finally, after 43. So those 43 were a lot. There were a few months. So that's how I got my first payment. And then from then on, I just, with experience and knowing how it moves, it became a point of just, sending your design. He likes it, pays you. Yeah.
And how much was this? The very first job?
Very first one was $800. I remember very well.
$800.
$800. I got $800 and I was, your hands start shaking. And you're like, you were sure you're paying me this amount? Like, yeah, it's fine. So $800 was my first payment. At that time, a dollar was 100 bob.
100 bob.
So
that's
that was 80K.
80K.
Yeah, so that was good money for someone who still lives with their parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good money. So I remember that figure. I can never forget that figure. Whoever that client is, I can't even remember him. Whoever he is, thank
money,
you.
Yeah. And what was the project like? What was it about? How long did it take you to deliver?
So the project was, I can't remember the specifics, but I remember, so it was a client who wanted, he was starting a consulting firm.
Yes.
And he wanted a website for the consulting firm. So what he does is that he draws up the brief.
Yes.
And then, so a bunch of designers now apply according to the brief. So I followed the brief, posted my design, he liked it, and, I got paid after that. But I remember it was a consulting firm that he was starting and he wanted a website for the consulting firm. So I started with the homepage.
Yeah.
I did the homepage. He liked it. He chose me. He told me, yeah, you're the guy for the job. And then I did 3-4 other pages for that $800, which is still good money.
Yeah.
And that was my first job.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, definitely that's a lot for a first time job.
It was good money.
And when long ago was this? We're looking at 12 years ago. This was a year after starting training, few months.
This was, I would say, like the 43 projects I did and the 43 rejections I got. It must have been like, I think 5 months in. Yeah, because I started by doing one project every 2-3 days.
Yeah.
And then I just picked up the pace. So I would say the first few months, I don't think I even clocked 6 months. Yeah. So, and that's also the kind of like push I needed, because sometimes you start doubting yourself.
Yeah.
Because 43 contests, like, Kwani, what am I doing? Do people not like me? Am I not seeing things? So the payment I got was the push I needed, and I really needed that. It came at the right time.
Wow, great. Yeah. Definitely, it means that it's not an overnight thing. You start learning, but it has to take 5 months or 6 months before you land your first client.
It is not an overnight thing. The kind of effort you put in there, you doubt yourself, you question yourself, but you just go ahead. It's not an overnight thing.
Keep applying.
Yeah, and the thing about design is that design is not technical. It's not typing an article. It's doing something that is pleasing to you.
It has to come from your mind, and
it has to have an emotional connection. What you do has to have an emotional connection to someone. Mm-hmm. So he has to like it. You've seen some cars on the road which you look at and you like, and then some cars on the road which you look at and you don't like. And someone asks you, why don't you like that car? And then you say, just the way it looks. It's a very hard feedback. It's a feeling, and it's hard feedback to take when you're the one who drew the design, because I need to know. Mm-hmm. So it's very hard when someone just says, I just don't like your design. Like, why? I just don't like it. And you have to move with that. So it can be very defeating if you're not a person of taking feedback.
Yeah.
So it's to answer your question. It's not a smooth journey. You have to really grind at it.
Yeah, and I can hear there's a lot of things there around how clients interact with your design, the type of feedback they give you. How do you overcome that maybe self-doubt that comes into you when a client says, I don't like it, and this is something you've put in so many hours, you've thought a lot about it. But before we go there, for someone who doesn't understand UI UX design, what is it about?
So so it started from, we used to call it web design and development.
Yes.
Way back when. So once you're a client and you need a website for your business, you look for a web designer, you look for web design and development. Yeah. So back in the day, they needed one person to do both things. And both things are very different. Web design is drawing it how it looks like. Web development is coding it and making sure it works. So, I mean, they're one and the same, but they're very different.
Yes.
So back then, they used to look for a person who does both web design and web development. But then at some point, we realized these are very different fields within the same industry. So at some point, I branched out and I went into web design. So my work was just to draw how it looks and all the colors and the branding and all that stuff. And then after that, web design branched into two.
Okay.
It branched to UI and UX.
Okay.
Now UI is user interface. That's, in layman's terms, it's just how it looks. Visuals, branding, visuals, how it looks. Are the colors pleasing to the eye?
Yeah.
Are you following the brand of the company? UX is user experience. User experience is basically, in layman's terms, is how it works.
Okay.
How you move from home page to this page to that page to this page. How seamless it is.
Yeah.
Is it intuitive? Is it how a human would, move through all these pages? If you're buying something, am I going through 4 clicks so that I get to the checkout page? So that is a user experience. Like, is it a positive user experience? Do you feel nice using this site? You've seen sites in which you look at and there's so much information and you don't know where to start because there's so much going on and your experience is just like, oh no. Yeah, so UI, UX, UI, how it looks.
Yeah.
UX, how it feels to walk through it. Your experience. Yes.
Great. Yeah. And then now, how does this journey, continue? Because you've mentioned there are areas where you've done a job, you've done a project, and the client says, I don't like the way it looks.
Yeah.
And that for me feels like a barrier, and it means I have to go back again, probably redo it.
Yeah.
What were these situations like?
Okay, so it varies. So there are clients who will tell you straight to your face, this one, I don't like it, I don't like your direction, and I'm looking for something else and someone else. And then there are clients who will tell you, you're on the right path, but I need this, that changed. And then there are some clients who will just like your design from the get-go, and they'll tell you, this is 5 out of 5, this is a 10 star. So the ones who like your design and tell you this is perfect, well and good. No problem with that. The ones who tell you they need more changes,
yes,
it's a conversation. What do you want changed? I want this, I want that, I want this. You change that, you send it to them, and then they tell you, oh, now do this. So it's a back and forth. But the ones who tell you, there's nothing you've done right here, I hate it, I don't like it, I mean, you pick your battles, isn't it? So if someone doesn't completely even give you a chance to improve, say well and good. You know what? I tried
Sounds
my
to
best.
me like fashion.
It is. It is. It is like fashion. It is like fashion.
You can't dress to kill, but people feel,
yeah. You
maybe
can design
not.
a jacket and someone hates your jacket and you can't do anything about it.
What did you do about such scenarios? Because can you improve?
Yeah.
Is there somewhere you can learn?
Yeah.
Is there a way you can learn and do better next time, or how does it go?
Okay, so there are a lot of things to learn when someone tells you he doesn't like your design. Of course, feedback is the best.
Yes.
Because feedback gives you a platform or a foundation to improve.
Uh-huh.
So if someone doesn't like your design and they give you feedback,
Yes.
that's the best way to learn.
Okay.
You learn how to change and improve. And if you're getting a particular kind of feedback constantly,
Yes.
you know I have an issue there.
Yeah.
Like let's say you do a series of 5 designs for 5 clients and they're always complaining about the fonts you're using.
Yeah.
You know I need to improve on my fonts.
Your fonts,
my fonts choice. How do I choose my fonts? What are the best fonts to use? So feedback is always the best way to learn. Of course, there are clients who won't give you feedback.
Yeah, I see.
And those are the ones who, I mean, they're just telling you, I don't want to work with you, basically. So you take it. It's a little bit painful. You take it, but the best clients for me are the ones who give you feedback.
Yeah.
Even the ones who tell you, this is a 10 out of 10. No, no improvements whatsoever. You're always curious about, okay, something else I can do here. Like, no, this is fine. Just send me as is. But the best way to learn is feedback.
A lot of feedback. Clients feedback. Yeah,
a lot of feedback. If you're being given one particular kind of feedback by many clients, you have an issue there. So I need to improve on that.
Great. And for this learning journey, and someone who wants to do UI UX design, or they have tried, is it just YouTube, or along the way there are other platforms or educational areas you've come across?
So those days it was just YouTube and basic tutorials, reading PDFs and all this. But now there are so many courses.
Okay.
Google has courses, Nvidia has courses, Coursera has courses. There are so many courses right now online for the people who are starting UI UX now. I mean, it's just a matter of choosing where to start. You have so many ways to start. All these courses, and a lot of them are also free. A lot of them are also free. It's just a matter of signing up, doing the course, getting your certification, signing up, doing the course, and getting your certification. So for the people who are starting now, my biggest advice is take these courses. I mean, the YouTubes and everything are still good.
Yeah.
But do as many courses as you can. Get that certification.
Yeah.
I wish I had these courses back then, but it's okay. I started on these courses. I have a few certifications here and there.
Okay.
Predominantly from Coursera and Google. And so these courses, do as many courses as possible. They'll give you all the feedback you need.
Great. I will come back to the courses and Coursera. You've talked about NVIDIA and Google. But we talked about how some clients would say they don't like your work.
Yes.
Are there instances where you are not paid after working?
So in the okay, so I spoke of the contest way of doing it.
Yeah.
In the contest way of doing it, once you give your client your design and he doesn't like it, I'm sorry, that's it. So all the effort you put and all the time you put can be a waste.
Yeah.
It can feel like a waste.
I see.
But it's not really a waste because you've done something, you've presented something, you've learned something along the way.
I see.
And I always used to do this thing where even if I've done a design and my client doesn't like it, I don't delete it. I keep it somewhere. I don't delete it. I keep it somewhere. All these places I used to keep these rejected designs, I just used to improve on them. So the next person who tells me is starting a consulting firm and wants a design,
I have something you've done before.
I have 10, 20 designs which I've done previously, which have all been rejected, but they're still designs in which I can still pitch to someone else. So it may feel like a waste. It may feel like a waste, but at the same time, you're keeping them somewhere so that you present it to someone else and someone else is going to like it.
Wow. I think I've learned something quite interesting about what you have said, which means with design, any work you do, it's valuable into the future. Even if the client doesn't like it, you can use it again or you can show it to another client.
Yes. Or you can put it in your portfolio. Remember also you have a portfolio. So you did a design.
It still remains your property.
Yes. It's still your property. Your client rejected it, but you can still keep it in your portfolio, or you can still keep it somewhere and use it for another client 1, 2, 3 years, 10 years down the line.
Wow.
And recalibrate and present him that design. And it's like, yeah, now I like this one. So nothing is a waste. I always say nothing is a waste. And there's also the learning process of it. You remember, like I said, I started from scratch. I started from learning. I started from practice. So starting from practice meant also that all this practice I'm doing, all these rejections I'm getting, it's still practice. It still counts.
Okay. Yeah. Great. And now, how does it now grow? How does your journey progress? You've started doing lots of good designs, and sometimes clients say they don't like it, but 1, 2, 3 years, because I'm looking to understand how have you been able to remain in UI UX design for 12 years?
Yes.
Because those are so many years.
Oh my God.
A lot has changed. A lot has been happening.
A lot changes. And one thing you need to do with tech is that you need to keep yourself up to date.
Yeah.
Because I remember even when I was starting, websites needed to be full of information. Full of it. You open a website like this, you'll be bombarded. It's like, a newspaper.
Yeah.
But it came a few years later, it became the trend became minimalistic.
Okay.
You've seen those sites which are just like white and it's like, very few
just information. A few elements, yeah.
And that was just a trend that switched. And then after that, another trend comes in and another trend comes in. So you have to keep yourself up to date with the current trends which are out there. Right now, no, not right now, like 2 or 3 years ago, the trend was colors. Bright colors. Things need to be bright.
Yeah.
You need to grab the user's attention with bright colors. So it shifted from information to colors. And then at some point, as studies came out and said, the human capacity our capacity of remembering things is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So websites became a matter of just like put the basic information and that's it.
Wow, I didn't know there's been such evolution based on how we interact with information.
The evolution is quite it keeps you up to your toes. Like it keeps you on your toes. You really need to be up to date with these things. So if you're not always like checking what's the next trend, you're going to be left somewhere.
What about now access to work, access to clients? Because what many people talk about when they hear freelance and digital work being freelance, there are many questions out there. Are you getting enough number of clients? Are you making enough money at the end of the month? Because it's not like your traditional work. How are you able to continuously get more clients? How has that been like?
So with freelancing, remember the world is your client.
The world is your client.
The world is your client. We're talking about billions of people.
Yes.
And millions and billions of companies. And everyone is starting a new company every day. So in terms of finding clients, don't think of it, don't put yourself in a bubble. Think of the world as your client.
Yeah.
So when you think about the world, I mean, so many people.
Yeah.
So you can make as much money.
Over,
so you can make as much money as you can from all these businesses and people around the world. So never put yourself on the bubble. Don't think of yourself as, I can't get jobs and stuff like. No, go on the internet. get as many accounts on as many platforms as you can.
Online freelance platforms,
Yes.
or platforms
Yes.
with this type of work.
Yes. Put your name out there. Put your name on social media.
Yeah.
Put your name on your industry circles. There's really no limit to the number of jobs you can get.
Yeah.
There's no limit. So it's just a matter of how much time do you have? How much time do you want to dedicate on this job? And I mean, the world is your client base.
The world is your client.
Yeah.
Clients are limited. And what are the challenges you faced? Because when you talk about the world is your, is your client, yes, or your customer, then my question comes into, we've had more people getting into the digital space. More people are understanding how to maneuver online.
Yeah.
The little information I have about website, I know they have changed into themes and, yes, building blocks rather than coding from scratch. What are the challenges you faced through this journey?
There's also the cultural challenges, because there's sometimes you need to connect with a Japanese client, Indian client,
I see,
American client. So there's the cultural differences. The Japanese are very, do this, I'll pay you. And it's so straightforward. You can get your projects done in 3-4 days.
Yeah.
Other cultures may be a lot into, aesthetics and changes here and there, and building a relationship first.
Yeah.
So there's a cultural aspect of it. So that's one challenge. Another challenge was when I started out, I didn't know how to price myself. So I used to find it very difficult knowing how to charge and how to invoice. But with my experience, I learned how to, quantify my time and quantify my efforts into an amount that is, I know, good for my pocket, good for the work I've done, and good for the kind of money I want to make.
What are some of the mistakes you made around pricing yourself, especially when you were starting?
When
something you think about and you're like, wow.
When I was starting, when you're starting, you think you're not good enough for anything. You think what you're doing is just like work. You think, I've just started out. I'm 1 year in. So you charge the such low figures that you really underprice yourself.
Yeah.
It's when you think about it, it's a good way to start out, because again, you're trying to attract clients.
Yes.
But at some point you realize I'm really cheapening myself. I'm really looking at myself in a way which, and when you cheapen yourself, your clients start, looking at you as a person. This is cheap labor.
Yeah.
So the mistakes I made was I really was underpricing everything. Everything I was underpricing.
Okay.
And it just came from a point of self-doubt.
Yeah.
So once I got more experience, and I picked up on my knowledge, I realized what I know is what people are looking for, and that informed my pricing.
Yeah.
So yeah, my biggest regret was I really did not need to underprice myself.
And for someone who is starting now, when you talk about underpricing yourself, for someone who is starting off, they have their first gig, or they've not even landed their first gig.
Yeah.
And sometimes people talk about doing, sample projects or free volunteer and such type of things to attract clients.
Yes.
What's the right way now to maneuver that space? And at what point do you now start, increasing your rates?
I did a lot of that. I did a lot of sample projects and free projects, because at the time you have to remember also, my portfolio was empty. So these sample projects really helps in building my portfolio. And then once you have that, fill the portfolio, it's what you can use to show clients.
Absolutely.
So what I can advise people who are starting out, yes, do a lot of free work, do a lot of sample work. It may feel like a waste of time, but it's really not.
Yeah.
What you do, put it in your portfolio. At the end of the day, that portfolio is the one which will speak.
Yeah.
Because in design, clients don't ask you for, which companies have you worked for, and all that stuff. Those are not questions you ask for design. You're literally not even asked about your degree. Do you have a degree in this and that? No.
Ah.
In design, people ask.
No one cares about your education background.
In my whole journey, I think I've only had like 2 people ask me about my degree, and it always caught me off guard. All those hundreds of clients I've used, they don't ask you about your degree. They don't ask you about who have you worked for. They ask you about your portfolio. Let me see what you can do.
Yeah.
Because with design, it's all about what you can do. Let me see what you can do. So all this free work I was doing was going to my portfolio, which was also going to my clients.
Yes.
So none of it was a waste of time. So if I can advise people who are starting out, do a lot of free work, do a lot of sample work, put it in your portfolio, and then learn.
At what point it's enough to do free work? Because I know people may take advantage of you, and they just keep asking, can I see a sample?
Yeah.
Apparently, you're doing a sample with their real work.
Yes. At what point? That's a very subjective question. I guess for me, it came a point where I felt, I don't know how I can quantify it, but I felt like I'm good enough to go. So I don't know how, period wise you can say it's not a matter of 6 months, it's not a matter of 10 projects.
Yeah.
It's a point where you reach and you feel that what I can do or what I'm doing is really good work.
Yes.
And I mean, time-wise and quantity-wise, I can't really tell you.
Yeah.
That's for you to sit down and say, you know what, I'm good enough now. I'm not gonna do free work now.
Yeah. I know a lot of young people think about platforms, and there's a lot of noise and so many unclear information about platforms.
Yes.
And from your experience over the last several years, you've interacted with digital and online freelance platforms. What is the biggest challenge when it comes to accessing or looking for work online?
The biggest challenge. I wouldn't say anything is a big challenge that cannot be overcome. But I've had a lot of people talking about your background is also a big challenge. Being in Africa, there's a certain way people look at us. You're people who, you're supposed to give us cheap labor.
I see.
I can undercharge you because you need $1. So one of the biggest challenges was someone sees you're from a third world country, and they tell you don't need anything beyond $100. $100 is good for you. You should be okay. So that was disheartening. Used to feel like how does that define me?
Yeah.
And you can't change it. If I'm from Kenya, I'm from Kenya.
Yes.
I'm not from America.
Yeah.
Judge me by the quality of work I do. So that was a challenge. My background at some point became like a big challenge, but it never holds you back. You wake up tomorrow morning and you say, you know what, yes, I'm from Kenya, I'm from Africa, but I can do your job.
And I can do it right.
And I can do it
very
right.
Well.
Yeah. And you need to pay me the same way you're
paying someone else.
Like someone in a first world country.
Yeah, I've experienced similar things.
Yeah.
So, I've done content creation and digital marketing online, and sometimes you see jobs posted and they're strictly saying US freelancers.
Yeah.
Or if you're from Africa, they want to get samples and screen you and not.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear that you've also experienced that, but also you've overcome it.
Yeah.
Getting a bit more into now your growth and for all these years, I believe now you have so many clients you've worked with.
Yeah.
You have probably hundreds of projects as portfolio. And someone would be like, someone who has worked for 12 years in your UX designer, design is quite loaded. Yeah. And has the pig, grown over time? Like you talked about earning $800 back then.
Yes.
What's the highest you've made?
From a project?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And how long did it take you?
Oh, I think there's a project I did which was around $2,500.
$2,500. per project.
If one project.
One project.
Yeah.
If you're converting with current conversion, it should be around 300,000,
yeah.
200, 300 there.
Yeah, around 300,000.
300,000. Yeah.
So that was
wow.
That was a good project. So you can imagine if you do a few of these a month. Yeah. So it's all about the kind of effort and time you put into it. So if you get such a client or a project and you do it well, and then you make that client feel like he wants to come back for more.
Yeah.
I mean, you're good. You're set. And once you've established that base in terms of the thousands of dollars.
Yes.
I mean, tomorrow your client knows this guy doesn't go below a certain figure. So once you get that client as a repeat client, as you're looking for other clients, I mean, you have a good financial base. You've set yourself well.
Making thousands of dollars, guys. Yeah. Thousands of dollars.
It took a while, though. It took a while. It took a few years. I think I was still doing under $1,000 for like the first, I think, 2 years. So it got to a point where my experience was, you know what, take me higher. My quotation is higher. My time is more valuable now. So there's always space for growth. There's always space for higher and higher and higher. Don't limit yourself.
Wow, I like the way you've grown, and now it becomes, your time is valuable. Your time is money.
Yeah.
So your rate increases.
Your rate increase.
Yeah. Are there times where you didn't have any client and you thought, wow, it's so dry out here?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know a lot of people are worried about that when it comes to freelance.
Yes, with freelancing, you have to remember, it's like any other informal job. It goes like this.
Yeah.
So when you're making those thousands of dollars, remember, next month you may make 10 bob. You understand? So you don't make, $2,000 now and decide, next month it's gonna be $5,000. I'm good.
Yeah.
Make that $2,000. Remember, you also need to be financially sane.
Winter is coming.
And winter, we don't know how long winter lasts. Winter may be 1 week, winter may be 6 months. So you have to remember, dry months are going to come.
Yeah.
Monsoon months are going to come. So when the monsoon comes, you put water in the tank.
You need something.
Yeah, you put your water in the tank to remember, dry months are going to come. So being financially prudent is very important. Very important. Yeah.
Ever thought, maybe I should go back to accounting?
No.
That thought has ever crossed your mind?
Oh my God. That's what left my mind a long time ago. Sometimes I look at financial statements on the newspapers and I can read them and I know what this means and that means, but I do not miss it at all. I do not. For someone who's a creative, being in a job that is the same over and over again, I mean, it can drain you. It can really drain you. So I just felt like my mind was not being sparked as it should be.
And I know there's there's a boom around technology, and there's so many startups that have come up in Kenya, which means also people are looking for UI UX designers for full-time employment in the office.
Yeah.
Has that thought ever crossed your mind, and why freelance is the way?
Let me just say, I think the Kenyan market is very different from the international market. There's a certain way the Kenyan market prices things, and there's a certain way the international market prices things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I put you in a position where the international market is giving you $1,000 for something, and the Kenyan market is giving you 50K for something,
yes,
which are you going to choose?
Yeah.
So you don't want to. I don't want to dilute or demean the Kenyan market, but the difference is quite huge.
Yeah,
the difference is quite huge. So you always go for the person who appreciates your work the most, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because you need to eat at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Quite a journey, and I'm curious now what you see as the future of work around UI UX design is. Where are we going to? And the reason why I'm asking this also, it's 2020 taught us a lot of things. AI coming in 2022, a lot has changed and people are worried. So, what do you see being the future of UI UX design?
The future is bright. You have to remember, the growth of the digital space, we don't know where the maximum is. Everything has gone digital now.
Yes.
You know, everything you can access it on your phone now.
I order on my phone.
Yes. You order everything from your phone. You literally can't even leave the house. You can live a good life. So the digital space, I mean, where is the maximum? We don't know. And there's still people who are still trying to get more and more into the digital space.
Okay.
So the growth is, I can't even put a cap on it. You know, we don't know where we're going to be in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years. And in 5 years, your mama mboga is going to be online.
Yeah, I see.
You know, so that's a market.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say like I know even where we are going, but we are growing and we are growing. And then keep in mind, COVID happened.
Yeah.
And there was a boom during COVID time. Because we now needed people to work from home. We now needed people to order from home.
Yeah.
We now needed people to connect with other people from home. So there was a growth in, you know, social media. There was a growth in all these apps for ordering and all that stuff. And there was a growth in like all this, sites that, you know, you can work from and you can not connect to your office with.
Yeah.
So there was a huge boom that came from COVID and the fact that at some point we need to be flexible in how we work. So the market, I would say, sky is the limit. Sky is the limit.
Wow, right there. Sky is the limit when it comes to technology. Yes. Have you felt any effect by AI when it comes to your design in terms of the type of project you're getting, the amount of work available, or even how you need to adjust to the way you design?
AI has been a disruptor, like in any other industry. I think AI at some point is going to disrupt every single industry.
Yes.
Every single industry. Even, I mean, think about even people who don't even use computers. If you're a farmer who just has a panga, AI is going to disrupt your industry. Every industry is going to be disrupted.
It's difficult to convince someone.
It is. So with UI UX, has AI been a disruptor? Yes, it has. Has it been negative or positive? From what I've seen so far, it's been positive.
Oh,
because what AI has done, it's automated a lot of processes, which were very manual and technical.
Okay.
So something like generative UI, generative elements like images and all that stuff.
I see.
By the click of a button, you can generate an image to put on your website. So yes, in terms of automation, in terms of generation of content, it's really helped.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, there's a human connection in design. So as much as someone can generate something with AI, there's a human connection to it. Think of a painting.
A painting,
People look at the Mona Lisa and they tell you, we like these are 1500 painting way back when, centuries ago. But till now, people connect with it at some point. They'll tell you, there's a way, when I look at this painting, I feel some type of way.
Yes.
So the human element and the intuition that comes with looking at the design and feeling good about it.
Yes.
AI has not taken over that. And, this may be my famous last words, but I don't see it taking over that anytime soon. Because you need to connect to a certain level when you see a design.
So even when you look at people, I've seen people making videos of chimpanzees serving kids githeri and
you need to send me that one. I need to look at that one.
Yeah, I've seen guys uploading videos where chimpanzees serving kids in school githeri and quarreling with them and different images. You don't feel this will affect the creative UI UX design industry?
It will affect the creative element of it. But it will not. There's something called intuition.
Okay.
Intuition is, mental and emotional connection coming together.
I see.
Right?
Yeah.
So a design may spark that creative intuition, but the emotional intuition is also needed in design.
I see.
I need to feel like when I look at your image or design that I connect with it.
You understand where I'm coming from.
Yes, because otherwise I can go online and say generate, like you're saying, chimpanzees eating githeri and feeding children githeri. But going to the national park and seeing a chimpanzee actually feeding a child githeri, it's a bigger thing than seeing the video.
You remember? Yeah. I saw another one. People were talking about 100 men versus a chimpanzee.
Yeah.
Is it a gorilla or a chimpanzee? It's a gorilla.
It was a gorilla, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw someone has generated a podcast where the gorilla is being interviewed to say what he feels about this fight. So a lot is changing.
That's very different fast from seeing an actual gorilla talking.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I would pay money to see an actual gorilla talk, but not to watch the video. Mm-hmm. So there's a certain connection, there's a certain human connection that comes with design, and seeing someone's talent put to work.
Yeah.
If I give you, let's say you have, $1 million shillings to spend.
Yes.
And you want a painting of me, right? There's a guy who can go online and type a prompt.
Yes.
And say, generate a painting of someone in a podcast.
Yeah.
And you can get that image in 3 seconds.
Yes.
But then there's a talented painter who can come and paint it and it looks so real.
Yeah.
Understand? Now you have $1 million shillings. Who are you going to pay?
I'll pick the artist.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes you even see a bit of flaws, but that's what you like because it's originality is what you like. Yeah.
There's a connection to that. There's a connection in seeing an artist doing art.
Yeah.
Which you can't really put a price on it, can you?
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's that human intuition which has not so far been taken over by AI.
Great. Thanks so much, Gituru. It's been quite an engaging episode. And I would like to hear two things from you. One, the biggest lesson you've learned from your journey over the last 12 years. Yeah.
Biggest lesson is do not limit yourself.
Do not limit yourself.
Don't limit yourself. Don't think of yourself as a person who can't do this and can't do that.
Yeah.
If something seems challenging, research on it. Go on YouTube. Read blogs, read PDFs, see how you can overcome it. Don't limit yourself. One of the mistakes I made back in the day is I used to feel like since I don't have anyone in particular to teach me, I'm not gonna know much. So I kind of felt a little bit small. But over time I learned that limiting yourself, the world does not care. The world needs someone who believes in himself.
You have to believe in yourself.
Yeah, and do what you can do.
Great.
Yeah, don't limit yourself.
And to my viewers who are watching and they would be interested in getting into UI UX design, what is your advice? What would you tell them?
The biggest advice I always say when someone asks me such a question is to start.
Just
start. You will take so much time thinking about, can I do this? Can I do that? Am I capable of doing this? Am I capable of doing that? Do I have the knowledge? Do I have the expertise? Just start. Go online, create your platforms.
Yes.
Create your accounts in these platforms and just start. Get a client. Tell that client, I can do this. Excuse me. And when you couple getting started with your sense of belief, you're good to go. So my one bit of advice is just 2 words: get started. Start right now. Don't question yourself. Don't think twice. Start.
Wow. Yeah. That's quite amazing, quite powerful and very inspiring. Just start. Believe in yourself. Do not doubt yourself. Just start. You may stumble along the way, but finally you'll find your way. And to anyone who you are self-taught, you're starting out, you're not sure of what to do, you want to get into freelancing, this episode gives you proof that you can self-learn, you can tackle any obstacles that comes your way. And you can grow into this for many years. Thanks so much, Gituru, for coming to this podcast.
It was a pleasure. This was My very first podcast ever.
And you've done so well.
So it was an experience.
You've educated us a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure. So kindly like, comment. Let's hear your thoughts around UI UX designer. We are happy to hear from you in case you have such a story, a powerful story you want to share with young people out here so that we can learn the future of work and job tech.
Yeah.
And subscribe. Until next time. Thank you.